Stand up, foreman.
There was evidence, even a confession.
Stand up and look at him and say you are guilty of every charge.
But Knoxville's first serial killer case will always be unsolved.
It's an unfinished case. It's an unresolved question.
It was October 1992, the week before Halloween, when these woods off Cahaba Lane turned into a crime scene.
It's like you go over here and here's a body. Then you look over here and you say, oh my God, there's another body. And then you go back over here and you find skeletal remains.
Investigators later identified the victims as 4 women: Patricia Rose Anderson, Patricia Johnson, Darlene Smith, and Susan Stone. They'd been raped, bound, and strangled. Some had a history of prostitution. That would help lead investigators to a man named Tom Husky, known to local prostitutes as the Zooman.
He worked with his father at the Knoxville Zoo, and his job was cleaning up after the elephants.
At his home, authorities found key evidence.
He took mementos, earrings, rings, money.
Chief David Davenport then worked with TBI and would later sit down with Husky, making a shocking discovery.
First time I talked to him, it was Tom. And we left the room to get some paperwork, and we come back and he was Kyle. And from Kyle, he progressed to Philip Dax was an aristocrat. He had the voice down pretty good. He could have been an actor.
One of Husky's personalities, Kyle, confessed to the murders.
I thought it was all act. I think the whole system got debunked.
I never had any doubt.
Former District Attorney General Randy Nichols got the case.
It was the first time, of course, that I had been called upon to decide whether or not we were going to try to kill somebody.
Nichols prosecuted Husky for rapes and kidnappings he committed before the killings, securing convictions in 1996, sending Husky to prison. But the murder trial would be tougher to prosecute.
I misjudged it tremendously.
It was Thomas D. Husky's eyes the rape victim never could forget. Set so close together under those long eyebrows, they were chilling and yet revealing.
As a crime reporter for the Knoxville News Sentinel at the time, John North had a front row seat to the heated court battle.
I'd covered a lot of crime before I came to Knoxville, but I had never covered anything like Husky.
Opposite Nichols in the courtroom were defense attorneys Herb Monsieur and Greg Isaacs, who were asked to take the case by the state.
And I remember Tom having a picture of himself and his father with an elephant that he shared with us. It was very moving.
The defense argued insanity, and in his closing arguments, Monsieur even channeled one of the personalities to prove a point.
And I walked over and got on the witness stand and said,
My name's Kyle. I hate Tommy. I want to get rid of Tommy. I'll do anything to get. I hate him.
like that, and then got up off the witness stand and says, now that's your witness. You believe that?
Nichols believed it was a cunning act.
And I'll go to my grave believing that the last victim, he had literally driven from Cahaba Lane to the mobile home where he lived, and I don't believe she had been dead an hour.
Unable to come up with a decision, the jury hung. The deadlock meant a mistrial. Then in a twist, courts ruled the search warrant improper and credibility of evidence flawed, meaning a retrial would be unlikely.
I would have made some different decisions, some other strategies. I've lived it a lot.
Today, the Zooman remains in a Tennessee prison for rape, but he will never serve a day in his life for murder.
In my view, he should never be put back into a free society. I believe him to be a very dangerous man.
As for the 4 women killed, no one was ever convicted for their murders.